your hands together and make some noise for our Straight Talk hosts, Kevin and Christy.
Hey, hello everybody.
Welcome everyone. It's so good to see you all here in the studio audience and those watching on TV.
And I'm excited about today's show because we have our good friend Danny Sommers with us, sponsor and owner of Advantage Heating and Cooling.
That's right. A couple weeks ago, we did a little recap of our ministry in Africa, and today we're going to have Danny share about the time that you and him have, the experience that you guys had when you were there, and talk a little bit more about our water project.
Absolutely, and we are excited about that water project, and we have a lot of fun stories to tell you. I can tell you that right now. A lot of fun stories.
So we made it through Thanksgiving.
We did.
We did.
And it was a good time. We used some of those recipes that we talked about.
Yes. I had to make sure I had the green bean casserole, you know, the sweet potatoes and everything. The corn, I was so afraid I'd have to run back to the store just for corn.
Because you know I got to have my corn. But now we're on to Christmas.
Yes, we are.
And you wasted no time, dear, getting ready for Christmas and putting the tree up and all of that.
That's right. Actually, the day after Thanksgiving, we decorated gingerbread houses and put up our Christmas tree.
When you say we, you mean you and the girls.
And me and the girls. Russell,
and your nephew, Russell.
My nephew, Russell, joined us. We had a good time doing that.
I just don't do the gingerbread house making thing.
Well, you didn't have a problem doing the screaming for the football thing.
That's true. We watch football. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. Anyway.
And the Cowboys won, so that's exciting.
Yeah, okay. But it was fun. Right after Thanksgiving, it was like the day after, what are we doing? What are we doing? And Christy goes, well, I got an idea. Let's go to the storage unit. And let's look through all of our old boxes, and let's get all of our old
Christmas
ornaments.
Out.
And
you know, the ones you haven't seen for a few years?
And then she says, and then let's go to Target and get a Christmas tree. I'm like, what in the world? Okay, honey.
Well, you know, the leg broke on our Christmas tree stand a couple years ago. Last year, we were in Cancun, so we didn't even worry about the Christmas tree. But this year, got to get it up.
So we get ready to go to the storage unit, and I'm like, do you have the key? She's like, somewhere. I'm like, somewhere? Well, you got to have the key.
Here's the thing. We are so bad about losing our key to our storage unit. We have a little tool that we can grind the lock right off.
That's
we have the bolt cutters. We have every possible option of getting a bolt off.
It's basically our key. It's the grinder. That's our key.
And
then we buy a new lock.
A new kind.
And we throw the key away because we have a grinder, right? Anyway. So we go to the storage unit and there's all these boxes. You're pulling out stuff that we haven't seen in like years.
A long time. Actually, Kennedy and I sat down and went through all of the decorations that were in this box. And she's finding things that she made in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all these, you know, the kids' handmade little decorations that we had on the tree forever.
And we're talking about first grade ornaments. And she's going to be 17 next week. Oh my gosh. So these ornaments are a little outdated, but we got them.
They're adorable.
But you know what I was excited for? Okay, so we had to go buy a new tree.
Yes, we did.
And I'm never really excited to go buy another new tree. But the first place we went to was Target.
Yep.
And here's the thing, is we don't have that much room in our living room, so we needed a skinny tree.
Like a tall, thin one.
Little
skinny one.
And do you know, we walked into Target, and as soon as we got through the doors, there was a stack of brand new Christmas trees.
Like a Black Friday special.
Yes, tall.
Right there.
And skinny.
7.5 feet tall.
It literally was.
Skinny little thing, perfect.
It was perfect. It literally was perfect.
And on sale, you can't beat that.
It was 50% off. I said, done. We literally walked in there and got in line. And I loved every second of it. Then and it was pre-lit. So that's important.
It's pre-lit and has just a tiny little bit of flocking on it. So like a fresh snow. The first snow. Just a little. The first fresh snow.
And it absolutely fit perfectly.
It's perfect.
And the best thing about that whole experience was we were in and out of Target in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that never happens.
No.
That's literally a miracle, you guys. Like, I don't know if you know.
I was a little
that's
sad.
A miracle
I was looking forward to spotting a couple other Black Friday.
I said, nope. We went for a treat. We got a treat. We out. And so
if you want to see Kevin move fast, stick a Christmas tree by the front door at Target. He will run to that thing, run to the checkout counter, and be out in no time flat.
But anyway, we had a blast. We took it home. We got it set up. It was very easy, and it fits so perfect. So we're excited about Christmas coming up.
Yes, Christmas coming up.
The holidays has been amazing. We had a blast with friends and family.
Yes, we did.
And just recently, I became the champion of hand and foot. So that was an experience. I am the new champion of the world for hand and foot.
Anyway. You win once and you're the world champ.
I'm the world champ. But poor Kennedy, she got hurt right before.
Yes, right before Thanksgiving.
Right before Thanksgiving, she got hurt. I was so sad.
Yes. She had a little bit of a little thing happen, a little bit of dislocation of kneecaps.
Just a little thing. Just dislocating your knee and tearing your ACL. Just a little thing, you know.
She got her first ride down the stairwell.
Yes, she
in
did.
A little, fireman chair, and then her first ride in an ambulance.
In fact, I've got a video of it.
Yes,
check it out.
Here she is.
Here she is going down the stairs on her way. Well, no, they got her loaded up. Out the front door. There she is in the ambulance.
Look at that face.
In the spirit of Thanksgiving and football,
Yeah.
I asked her to give me the thumbs up. And she did. She gave us the thumbs up. So
she handled it well.
She did. I didn't quite handle it well, but I get freaked out about stuff like that.
You did good. You did good.
Did I?
Yeah, she did good.
She's here helping us tonight.
Yes,
so
actually,
way to go. Kennedy is here with her bum knee and everything.
I was out of town when it happened, and she called me and she said, Dad did really good.
Thank you.
Did really good.
Thank you, honey.
All right, well, we got to get moving.
Yes,
so,
we do.
ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our very own mix master,
Kay Dizzle.
Kay?
What's up, Kay Dizzle?
Oh, not much. One holiday down, another one to go.
A couple to go. We got Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah.
New
Excited
Year's.
about that.
New Year's always creeps up on me. I forget about it, and
It's
then
because
New
it's
Year's.
the very week after Christmas.
Right,
One
and
week.
it's a whole new year.
Yep.
It is. It is.
Exactly.
2023
But
is right
hey,
around the corner.
You were with me when your sister dislocated her knee. How was that? That's kind of freaky.
It was. Out of anybody and everybody to deal with that, it was Dad and I.
I know. Mom wasn't even home.
But
It was rough.
I'm a little disappointed
Why?
that you didn't just give me credit
What do you
for
mean?
also helping with Kennedy.
No, I did.
No, because Mom said, oh, Dad did good. Kennedy called and said, Dad did good.
Well, what-
I was there.
What she
I
meant
was
by
there.
Okay, wait. So let me be 100% honest here and say I was a little more at ease knowing that Kaylani was at home. Not that my
you.
husband can't take care of
Thank
things.
you.
But Kevin does not do getting hurt. He freaks out. He does not like people getting hurt. But I knew that Kaylani had some training. She could help out with her knowledge and her skills.
Of course.
And that's what I meant by I did good
Yeah.
because I normally freak out. You did excellent, though. You didn't throw up.
Yeah.
You didn't do any of that.
No,
So.
absolutely not. I did
But
not.
you've had your own challenges this holiday season.
Yes.
Down with the crud yourself.
Yeah.
A little temperature, but
Yeah, that was rough. It's rough.
But you're feeling
Christmas
good now?
Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, Thanksgiving Day.
What? Yeah,
It was Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving.
Day.
It was right after Thanksgiving. Caught
Yeah.
a fever.
Yeah.
Didn't want to go away.
Instead of Black
but
Friday
we're here
shopping.
today. So
We're here today.
We're here today.
Yes, we are. And we've got a great show for you today. Danny Sommers from
Yes.
Advantage Heating and Air and
Yep.
Cooling. Heating and air and cooling? Or is air
Heating
and
and
cooling? Heating and cooling. He's with us to talk about our
However
trip
you
to
want to say it.
Africa and what we're doing to change lives with clean water
Yes.
and the Word of God. So don't go away. We'll be right back right after the break.
I enjoyed every bit of it. So, I mean,
Everything?
even the hand washing your clothes, it was kind of fun to have those experiences where you're not just so spoiled by a dishwasher and a washer and dryer and everything else. You're just kind of doing everything yourself. I liked the laid back lifestyle. I kind of liked that
It was
everything
very laid
was
back.
just,
Yeah.
you spend more time talking, you spend more time getting to know the people more than on your phone or on your computer or whatever. It was just, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a hand over here? Hey,
Man, we got you. Hey, could you file this permit for me?
sure, I've got you.
Thanks, man.
Whoa, I got you.
We have times available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I'm only available on Saturdays.
Oh, no worries. We got you.
Hey, can you call her for me?
Yeah, I got you.
I got you. We got you.
I got you.
All right.
Well, we're very excited to share more about our ministries in Africa and what Connection Life Ministries is doing there to change the world and to grow the kingdom of
Yes.
God.
And I was blessed to have my good friend
Yeah.
with me throughout the entire trip last month. We ministered in 3 countries in less than 2 weeks. And
That's
it was
a lot of traveling.
It was, and it was quite a journey. But here to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my friend and show sponsor, Danny Sommers from Advantage Heating and Cooling. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, Danny, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. First of all, we want to thank you so much for partnering with us in Africa. And was this your first trip to Africa? Or have you
This
been
was my first
Your
time,
very first trip.
and what an eye-opening experience. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Well,
it's a life-changing experience.
Oh, it is.
It really is.
It's incredible.
and even just the journey there. I mean, you've traveled in other parts of
Oh,
the
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So traveling 18 hours in an airplane is not new to you.
No, it wasn't.
But
That
landing in
was not
Africa
new.
was the first time.
Oh, that was amazing.
Well, we have a lot of fun stories to share, but before we do that, we want to give you just a little bit of a recap of what Danny and I did while we were in Africa. So take a look at this video.
God has been so faithful. Mungu amekuwa mwaminifu sana. And he's been so blessed so much. Na Mungu ametubariki sana.
Tigakorera mami wito Gaida ligonegwe Nyonete tegire kogito Nyada tuseje ya rogano
Yes!
Nudekeleirwo miaka mĩingĩ Makoria Ngai witũ arĩkũ Ona mationaga tũrĩ andũ Rĩrĩa matuona no mĩtheko Gũtirĩ ũndũ ũngĩrema Ngai Gũtirĩ ũngĩrema Gũtirĩ ũndũ ũngĩrema Ngai Gũtirĩ na gũtirĩ Gũtirĩ
Mugiria maithori newe wathurire Miriamu nyina wa Jesu witũ
ũngĩrema Ngai Gũtirĩ ũngĩrema Ndoka kũrĩ we nĩwe igai rĩakwa nĩwe kĩhumo kĩa kĩhumo kĩa maũndũ marĩa hoyaga na gutire ondo kirema kai gutire okirema gutire
That looked like you guys did quite a bit in 2 weeks.
Oh, it was
You were
crazy.
only gone for 2 weeks. That looked absolutely amazing.
We did a lot, didn't we?
You know, I realized on the video, white guys can't dance. I tell you, we had no rhythm. Those people over there, they have rhythm.
Oh, they love to dance.
It's
too.
amazing.
There was so many firsts there. Now, when we got there, was the traffic new to you, or the food, or anything like that?
Everything was new.
Yeah.
However, the traffic, I'd been to India, and India's worse. But
Is it really?
This was bad. I mean, there's always this much distance between each vehicle.
Yeah.
And you're driving down the road, and you can't figure out how there's not more accidents.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be people laying all over the place just in accidents.
Yeah.
I haven't been to India yet, but I remember the first time that I went to Africa. Do you remember, honey? And we were washing clothes outside.
Yeah, washing
What was it
clothes.
like for you on your first experience?
Oh, I enjoyed every bit of it. So, I mean,
Everything?
even the hand washing your clothes, you know, it was kind of fun to have those experiences where you're not just so spoiled by, a dishwasher and a washer and dryer and everything else. You're just kind of doing everything yourself. I liked the laid-back lifestyle. I kind of liked that
It was
everything
very laid
was
back.
just, you spend more time talking, you spend more time getting to know the people more than on your phone or on your computer or whatever. It was just, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was so many firsts that we kind of had a running joke throughout the whole entire trip. Like, we started checking off things off our bucket lists, and we'll talk a little bit more.
That was pretty amazing.
We'll talk a little bit more about some of that. But Danny, you were flowing in ministry with us, and just socially, and bringing people together, and then from an economic standpoint and a business perspective. I mean, there were so many firsts, and actually engaging with them to make them sustainable. That's kind of what this whole trip was about, wasn't it?
That was the whole thing was really amazing. The first experience, the first exciting thing was when Kevin looks at me and he says, "You get to speak." What do you mean I get to speak? I had no idea I was going to speak. He said, "Yeah, you've got 10 minutes." And I said, "Well, when?" He said, "Now." "Oh, are you kidding me?"
You're up next. You're actually up next, by the way. So.
Prepared in and out of season.
Yep.
In and out of season.
In season and out of season.
At the graduation, he leans over. He says, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, you got 15 minutes." "When?" After this song." "Are you kidding me?" I could have had a moment to prepare, but that was one of the first. That was one of my first. But the heart of the people it's so amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
I was really surprised, and there were times where we'd be really late getting there, and they still welcomed us. If it had been me, I'd have left.
Yeah.
So we would get there like 2 hours late, and they were already
2 hours?
Well, yeah, and they were worshiping the whole time.
Yeah, it was amazing, and they would say, "Thank you for being here. We're so happy you're here." And I honestly was thinking I would have left by then.
Well, I know, but there was a couple of those churches, they were worshiping all day. They thought we were going to get there in the morning. We didn't get there till the night.
So
Yeah,
they just stayed
it
at
was
the church
amazing.
They just
and
stayed at
worshiped
the church and worshiped the whole entire day.
That's awesome.
It was.
I mean,
it was
talk
incredible.
about,
That's awesome.
I mean, humility and everything. But it was
Yeah.
an awesome experience.
Yeah.
And that was probably the first time, it's the first time that I did it where we actually toured like multiple churches in a single day. We drove for miles.
Oh, yeah. Kevin says we're just going to go meet pastors and we're going to shake hands and meet them and say, "Good to meet you," and walk away. And
That's
the
what we
whole
thought
church
we were
was
gonna
there
do.
worshiping. It was incredible.
It was awesome.
It was amazing.
But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but we have to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be right back to talk more about our trip to Africa and how there's now clean water in the community where they had to walk over 2 miles before we got there to fetch clean water. It's actually polluted water out of the river. They share that river with like the livestock and everything. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't go away. Danny, I don't even know how you came along. I don't remember how that happened, but I told you about it or something, and you decided that
you caught the vision right away.
That's what I remember. I remember you starting to talk about it, and I said, "Wow, let's do something."
Yeah.
You know?
When I'm listening to a customer, my number one priority is to listen.
In every moment that I'm with this customer or this client, am I doing everything that I can to look out for their best interest at the end of the day?
Just make sure they have plenty of options and they're happy with the choice that they make. It doesn't matter what we want, everything that they want is what we want to make happen.
At the end of the day, we do a walkthrough, communicate with the customer, make sure they're completely happy with what.
Welcome back. We're here with Danny Sommers of Advantage Heating and Cooling, and we're talking about our trip to Africa and the ongoing water project that we're working on.
Yeah, so guys, tell us a little bit about the water project and what's going on there.
Well, you can see from the video that there's a lot going on, and Danny, you went with me. We appreciate your partnership there. The main reason you went is because of your partnership with the water project.
Yeah, it was, man, that was amazing just to see. See the whole school there and all the kids and everyone that's benefiting from that, and watching the people walk up the road to get clean water where they were walking. I don't know where they were getting their water before. I really don't.
Before they would walk a couple miles, and honey, you remember when we went to Tanzania, we would see women and children just walking
those
for miles.
5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And carrying multiple buckets, like multiple containers of water.
Right.
Well, this is clean water, and I don't know what they were getting before, but from my understanding, sometimes it was from the river, it was from wherever. So this is so exciting to see that tower up. I mean, from when we talked, and all of a sudden you're sending me pictures of it. It's like, this is really happening. It was really exciting.
Yeah. Well, they used to walk a couple miles from this area of our church. They would walk a couple miles to the river, but that river was shared by the livestock and everything.
Yeah.
And
they
would gather that water. So the best they could do is just boil that water and use that water.
Right.
So we engaged in this water project, Danny, even before you came on board. We decided to drill a well, and if you remember, Esbon and I were talking about that a couple years ago. We were going to put it in another part of Kenya where land was donated to us.
Oh, yeah.
And the owner of all of that land, where they were selling about 90 acres, they actually donated acres to us and the water rights. So we were
The right to drill the well.
right, and then we would provide all the water to those
Right.
90 acres, and then that would be self-sustaining for
Right.
the ministry as well.
Right.
So the challenge was, though, is that that particular area of land, the government changed the zone area, like, so they didn't know what county it belonged to. There was a
Right.
fight on who.
Which county,
that land would be
wow.
in.
Right.
And so then all of our permits and everything got held up because, one county thought they had the
Right.
rights to the taxes on that land. Another county thought they had the rights, and so it's still held up to this day. So then we decided, well, we own property in Kenya at where our church headquarters is.
Right.
Do they have water there? And that's when Esbon said no.
Well, and Esbon was sharing with us some of the major needs that were coming up because of the lack of water. And then a lot of people capitalize on that. They start a water delivery business, but
Yeah.
they charge just astronomical prices for how much people make there.
Right.
So if you have to have water, and if you're elderly and you can't go get the water yourself, you have to hire these people to go get your water for you, and it's crazy prices just to get something that's absolutely necessary for life. You have to have water. So
we decided
Yeah.
to go ahead and drill the well, since we couldn't drill it where
Right.
we originally were going to drill it. We decided to drill it right there next to our church.
Yeah.
And that's where the water project really
Right.
took off and was born, was
Right.
right there at our church headquarters. And nobody there in that region, in that area, has running water. So that's where we started. Christy and I, we got very heavily involved and engaged in that, from managing it with Esbon and financially contributing. And honestly, I didn't know how we were gonna do this. But then you came along, Danny, and I don't even know how you came along. I don't remember how that happened, but I told you about it or something, and you decided that
you caught the vision right away.
Yeah.
That's what I
He's
remember.
like-
I remember you starting to talk about it, and I said, "Wow, let's do something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we can definitely help you, and we can
Get it
definitely
done.
partner with you. You know, I've been to so many places, like in India, when I saw that, and they were drinking out of the same water that they were bathing. So I made that assumption that this is the same thing, which it pretty much is. And they all had stomach issues in India, and so Kenya can't be that much different. And it's all because of the water, what they're drinking. And when you said we can provide clean water for this area, and then, you know, the second phase, putting the piping to the homes, which is going to be super exciting. Not that they're going to have indoor water, running water like we have, but they'll have a spigot outside where they can just walk outside, fill up their water jugs, and I'm so pumped about that.
It's
too.
really exciting. I mean, you can see how they have to walk to where where it was drilled, and the people are so excited.
Oh, they're lined up
to walk to the church just to get water when it was free for that time, so people could just come and get as much as they wanted. They're so excited and just rejoicing and having a great time out there from water, this life source that's coming out of the ground all of a sudden.
We honestly didn't think we would not have got it finished had not been for you coming on board and partnering with us, because it was quite a financial burden to get it finished, to get the tower finished, to get everything done. It ended up, the budget was a lot higher than we anticipated or planned.
Once you start the project, it just keeps adding
I'm
up.
sure from the start it was way more than what you thought at first, and then even when we got into it,
it was even more.
It was even more. I mean, we said, okay, here's what it is. Okay, we can do that.
Right.
And then it just kind of, oh, well, we need a little of this. We need a little more for that. But to me, once I got involved, I mean, it just went really fast.
Now, once you got there, we both arrived. We saw the tower complete. We saw the offices. We saw the filtering machines. You know, all of that. What was that like to you? And tell us a little bit about what's happening now.
So it was so exciting to see the dream come true.
Yeah,
you know,
with your own eyes.
Well, I had it in my head, kind of what it would look like and what it would be, and it was nothing like that. So when we went there and we saw those big towers, and then we saw the generator.
Yeah,
and,
the generator.
And the solar that is creating electricity so we can pump the water. It was just such an excitement in my heart that we could do that. And you know, it's always been something in my heart to do anything that can impact the world.
Yeah.
Anything that can change the world. And we're just this little tiny heating company in Salem, Oregon. and it's like, how can we impact the world? And we've actually said that even before you and I got together. We've said that our heart is to impact the world, not just where we're at today. And now my guys, it is so funny when they knew where I was going, and when I got back, they were so excited to hear about the water project because they have a part in that, and they have their heart is for bringing clean water, and they see the pictures, and they've seen the videos, and they're just all so excited about that.
Well, we've completed that tower. All we have left is to run the pipes to the homes. But we have a video of the tower. Let's just show our viewers the video of the tower. See this? This is the tower now, and this is coming from the top side. You can see the solar panels down there. And that is what...
now, those are affixed to the top of the church building, right?
Yep. So when it's sunny, and it's not always sunny, but when it is sunny, that's what creates the power for the pump, to pump it up. This is the community that we're providing water to.
So that's really exciting.
It is.
I mean, there's a school right over there that has, what, 200 or 300 kids in it, and they're just begging for us to get that water to them.
In fact, I think it's going to show the school here in just a second. It turns to the right. This is drone footage, by the way.
So whoa.
There it is. There's the school. So there's the school buildings, and we'll be piping water right to there. So that's
so cool.
It's super exciting.
And then we're impacting another 200-300 children that are just, I mean, and what they don't have, what we take for granted. Here.
Absolutely.
And just those small things that they don't have that is a luxury to them is amazing. When you told me that they actually have to pay to go to school, I thought, wow, that is incredible. And then the school right there at the water tower, you guys provide that for free. And so taking the water and then taking it to the next step where we can just charge just a small amount for the water. But what that does is that impacts the entire community, and it makes that the water project and the school and everything self-sustainable. You know, it's like, you know, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he eats for a lifetime. And I keep thinking about that. If we can make that self-sustaining, then it will continue to grow and grow.
That's one of the things I really appreciate about this project is about the sustainability, because we've also created jobs for a lot of people. So a lot of people have jobs. We didn't even have time to go into it, but this water tower also, now they have a machine where they're bottling the water and selling cases and cases of water, wholesaling
fresh, clean
it
water,
to the community, to the stores, to the different projects. And
the big tanker trucks that are going to come up, and we're going to fill the water, we're going to fill the tanker trucks with clean water.
And the sales from that is paying for all of the salaries that are running this whole project.
That's
so it's
really
pretty
exciting.
Cool. It's
Well, we have to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Danny Sommers from Advantage Heating and Air. We've got more Straight Talk right after these messages.
Get through, and we get to the gate of the airplane.
Like, we're ready to roll.
We're standing.
We're like ready to go. Beep.
Yep, we have already. Our luggage is already checked. Everything's done.
On the plane.
On the plane, and they said, "Where are your COVID tests?" And I said,
"Oh yeah, no problem."
Yeah,
because we've already showed it 4 times.
Yeah, we've showed it 4 times, and we show it to them, and they say, "Well, that's outdated." What do you mean? So.
Fun stories while you guys in Africa.
We had some fun stories.
Like missing your flight to Uganda. What happened there? How did you miss your flight to Uganda?
I honestly don't even know how that's in the fun segment.
I don't know how that wasn't
Well, it
the
wasn't
fun
fun?
part.
That was, but it turned into fun.
It turned into a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
remember that?
Yeah, so we were at the border, and one of the I think he was a
We're at the
doctor.
border of Tanzania.
Tanzania, and the doctor said
that our
COVID tests were good for 14 days.
Which nobody's ever said that.
Nobody's
said
that.
Ever
So we
said
thought,
that,
okay, this
but
is an Africa
we're like,
thing.
Okay,
we're good. And so we get up, we go through all the securities. There must have been 4 checkpoints of security.
Yeah, lots
to
of
get through, and we get to the gate of the airplane.
Like, we're ready to roll.
We're standing.
We're like ready to go. Beep.
Yep, we have already. Our luggage is already checked.
Everything's
on the plane.
On the plane, and they said, "Where are your COVID tests?" And I said,
"Oh yeah, no problem."
Yeah,
because
here
we've
you
already
go.
showed it 4 times.
Yeah, we've showed it 4 times, and we show it to them, and they said, "Well, that's outdated." What do you mean? So we turned around, figured out what to do, how to get a test,
Oh my goodness.
a negative
But
test.
they wouldn't let us on the
They
plane.
would not let us on the plane.
So we missed our
Okay,
flight.
so was that pre or post being chased by the cops? That to me is the funniest story because I've been in Africa and I know how many cops are everywhere when you're trying to go down the road.
Okay, so we were
That
chased
was
by
crazy.
the cops. Here's how that went down. First off, let me
that went
finish
down.
because we missed our flight, but we had
Worked out
13
really good.
hours till the next flight.
Oh, so that was in between, in the middle of all that.
Oh,
no, so
that's-
that was at the end of our trip. So we left the airport and went to the national
that was a blast.
park. It was a blast. So it ended
had so
up
much fun.
it ended up being a lot of fun because we had the whole day to go
Got to pet a
explore,
cheetah.
and we got all
So
kinds
we did all
still in
kinds of stuff.
Kenya.
Still in Kenya,
Still
yeah.
in Kenya, trying to get to Tanzania.
Which that was a story in itself because I've never had so many stamps in my passport because they already passed
you
us
already
out.
went through.
We already went through.
Oh,
And then we
man.
had to come back out, and they're looking at, what are you guys doing? What's the matter with you?
We stamped in and out, in and out, in and out in less than 10 hours. Like, it was crazy. But anyway, so
Makes
we're
my
driving
passport
past.
look good.
And honey, you understand this
Your
because
passport's nice and full.
it is full. You've been to Africa with me,
Yeah.
and they pull you over for everything, like for
Everything.
whatever they
Yeah.
want. And they don't have
Just because.
Yeah, and they just stand on the side of the road and like pull over. And most of the time it's when a white guy like Danny is in the front because they're like, that guy's from America. Pull him over. So they pull him over. Well, they pulled all of us over.
Yeah.
And actually I shouldn't say that because I was
They
sitting in
did
the front.
not pull us over.
Well, he was waving us.
Right,
They were
he's
trying
waving
to
us
pull you
over.
They were trying to pull you over.
And we were on our way back to the airport in Uganda to come home to Kenya.
Yes.
Okay.
And so everybody
a little
sees
hurry.
it. I'm like, hey, yeah, we're in a little bit of a hurry. We didn't want to miss our flight. And they're waving us over. So we tell our driver, who's Pastor, Pastor Freddie.
Yep.
We tell him, hey, I think they're trying to pull us over. And what did he say?
He says, I know.
I know. We don't have time for this.
We don't have time.
We don't have time for
to
this.
pull over.
I'm like, yeah, but I think they're waving us. Yeah, I know, but this is how we do it.
Okay, wait. I just have to ask you. I
And
know.
he starts going, we're already going fast.
He's already, now he's going
We are
faster.
passing lots of people, and this guy, hey,
Okay, I
there's a
have to
white
ask
guy.
you guys what was going through your mind because I know the first time I went and we started seeing those cops and they're like waving you over. I mean, cops in America don't just wave you over every mile down the road. But I remember thinking, why is this cop pulling us over? Are they, what's the deal? So you're instantly kind of on high alert, like what's going on? And now you're not just
Now
on
we're not
high
pulling
alert,
over.
you're not pulling over because you're driver.
Well, it wasn't bad until
5 minutes
Pastor
later.
Francis,
Were you getting a little scared?
Francis, he says,
Okay, so
they're
we
following
leave.
you.
Yeah. So we just passed him. He goes, what are they going to do? Run after us? You
That's what he said.
going to run?
That's what
They can't-
Fred is?
Yeah. So 5 minutes later, we're almost to the airport, and that's when
And Francis says, I think they're following
they
you.
got in their car and
Oh
chased
my
us down.
And that's when I thought,
guys were a little
and,
freaked out.
and Freddie said, I think I'll go faster.
Oh
So
my gosh.
He speeds up, and they end up catching us, and I thought,
So
we're
this is
going to
literally
jail.
an actual police chase.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. My
And
first
since
police
he didn't
chase
pull over,
ever.
So since he didn't pull over, the cops got on the side of us.
Yeah, and
he's
they're yelling
right
at
next-
us.
Yelling at us. Like, get over. Anyway, long story short, this is how they do it in Africa.
Yeah.
That's
and
what-
he negotiated his
do.
way out. The cop left. We paid him off. We went on, and we're out.
He did everything that I thought I really thought we were going to jail because the first thing he did was he jumps out of the van. So the cops pull us over. We all stop. The cops are actually not behind us. They're in front of us, which is weird. So he jumps out of the van. That's number one. You're going to jail.
He grabs the cop.
He walks up to the cop and he grabs the cop's arm. He's talking to the policeman like,
it's crazy.
just like
That's
this.
crazy.
And you are going to jail. And I thought, we're done. We're missing our flight. We're not leaving for a week.
Well, but we had some other fun too.
Oh, we had a lot of, we had a blast.
One of my bucket list items was to always golf in Africa.
Yes, you want to golf wherever
we
you
had
go.
one day, not even a full day, but part of a day where we could go golfing. So we woke up in the morning, we had breakfast, and we went golfing.
And those are fun.
That was the absolutely most fun I've ever had golfing in my life. So the first bucket list was being in a high-speed car chase.
Yep, check. We got that off our list.
Yeah, I've never missed a flight in Africa before.
To be in a high-speed police.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a check.
All right,
As
Pastor.
a teenager, you want to, you want to be chased by the police. It's always
fun.
So we
You've
go
seen movies, action movies.
The golf resort that we went to was very nice. It's
Yeah.
close to the church.
Really nice.
Very nice. We had a nice breakfast, and then I've never golfed with a caddy.
Oh,
So
that was
amazing.
amazing.
I mean, and they were only like $6 for
the whole, for 9 hole or 18
holes. They would carry
holes.
our bag everywhere, and I didn't have to carry anything. I felt like a professional golfer.
And it was really nice because she would say, no, don't do that. Because she knew I was going to slice it really bad. Okay, there we go. And then I did okay.
Like that
way.
movie with Will Smith, he's
Yeah.
a caddy.
Yeah.
And they're like really smart and they know exactly what to do.
We actually let them hit the last couple.
Yeah, we did.
Because it was,
it was fun to watch.
It was fun.
They were good golfers. They knew exactly what to tell us. But the funnest part was watching Pastor Esbon, Bishop Esbon, and Pastor Francis. It was amazing. In fact, I think I have Pastor.
Have they ever golfed before?
They've never golfed before.
Never golfed before.
So, but they went for it. Like
they
did. They didn't just go like, let's try it. They went for it.
Did.
I mean, check this out. We got a video of Esbon and Francis. I think the first one in Esbon. Check out his form here. Watch this. It's like he's mad at the world right here.
It looks like he's going to chop it in half.
Tomahawk.
Woo,
and then Francis couldn't keep his feet on the ground. Watch this video.
The stance, Francis' stance is great.
So Francis.
That's awesome.
Now watch Francis. He can't keep his feet on the ground.
Watch his feet. Here they go.
And this is a slow-mo video, obviously. And now he swings, and the ball hits the marker, and he comes all the way around.
So he almost fell over.
He almost. But honestly, Danny and I had never laughed so much in our life.
My
Here's
goodness.
the funniest part. We're on our way home back to America. And I don't know if it was him or me. We're flipping through our phone, and we caught that video again.
Yeah.
We caught that video again, and I watched it, and we just
died
started
laughing. We
out
couldn't-
loud on the plane. Everybody's trying to sleep, and we're literally
dying.
laughing this loud. It was hilarious.
I can picture that.
It was hilarious.
It was you and Francis and
Esbon. And
Yeah.
it was just the four of us. It was just the four of us.
And I've golfed in Hawaii. I've golfed in many places, and I've never had this much fun. Africa will go down as the best golfing
It looked
time.
like a beautiful view. You
it
guys
was
had
gorgeous.
there on the
It
golf
was.
course.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Africa's beautiful. I thought it was going to be this
Yeah.
terrible desert place, but
It's
man,
like the sky is
gorgeous.
bigger, the sun is closer, the sunset's bigger.
I couldn't. I took too many pictures. I had to delete
Oh,
half of
I
them.
know. My phone filled up.
Yeah.
His phone filled up. We couldn't do anymore.
It was amazing.
But we had a lot of fun, and when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about the ministry that we did there, because that was fun as well.
Yeah.
You got to. We did a lot of dancing. We did a
Oh,
lot
it was
of
amazing.
preaching,
Yeah.
teaching, praying. It was a lot of fun.
You're not really going to show that picture of us dancing.
Maybe after the break, but we have to take another quick break. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll talk about our favorite ministry moments in Africa. We'll be right back. So I said, I'm just going to make you an honorary doctor for the day. Are you cool? He's like, cool. Dr. Danny.
It was awesome.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, I'm here with Kevin and Danny, and we're talking about their recent trip to Africa and some of their favorite moments while we were there. We were just talking about some of the funny things that happened. But there's a lot of wonderful ministry moments that take place in Africa while you're there, many opportunities for them. And I know I haven't been to Africa for a while, and I'm really looking to get back there. But
We did a lot of ministry while we were there. The interesting thing is that I didn't, well, I kind of warned Danny. Danny was going there to help us with the water project, and I said, well...
You warned him?
I warned him ahead of time.
No, he didn't warn me.
I did tell you.
He tried.
I did tell him. I said this. I said, Danny, I know we're going to go check on the water project, but I got to do some other things while I'm there. Are you down? He said yes.
Yes,
that's
that
all
was
I needed
my
right
warning.
there. He said, yeah, okay. So we ended up doing a lot of ministry there, and Danny jumped right in with me because when we go there, whoever's with me, you know that the church is there, they're going to honor that person who's with me. So they honored Danny, and the funniest part, one of my favorite ministry moments was was when they were stumped when they were introducing Danny because they didn't know what to call him. They didn't know. Some of them called him Pastor Danny.
Yeah.
Some of them called him evangelist. Some of them called him teacher because he taught leadership.
Yeah.
Some of them called him prophet. Some of them called him doctor. I mean, they didn't have a clue. And Danny was just going with it all. Like, okay, it's my turn. Here we go. They didn't know what to call
I'm
him.
here to do whatever I need,
That was hilarious.
right?
But even during our graduation ceremonies, they rented us, well, I had my own gown, my doctoral gown. So they rented gowns for all of the people that were there, including Danny. So Danny had this doctoral robe. I go, Danny,
Dr. Danny.
I don't know if you knew this, but they got you a robe. It's a doctoral robe. So I said, so I'm just going to make you an honorary doctor for the day. Are you cool? He's like, cool, Dr. Danny. So,
it was awesome. So,
in fact, do we have a picture of that? Do we have a picture of this? Look at there he is. Look at
Dr.
So
Danny.
there's Danny on the far side and Esbon in the middle. There me, and that was Dr. Danny for the day, and he got to help me with the ceremonies and all
that was really exciting because he leans over and we're in the middle of the graduation, and he says, "Oh yeah, you're gonna speak in like." You've got like 10 minutes. I said, what? Oh yeah, you're gonna have 10 minutes to speak.
Goodness.
When?
Like
right after this song. What are you talking about? I have no clue that I'm gonna say anything. That's awesome. That happened the whole time. One of the ministry times he said, oh, yeah, what are you gonna talk about today? And I said, what do you mean? Because we had kind of discussed a question-answer thing, and so I'm thinking, I can do that. That's pretty simple. He says, oh, yeah, you're going to have about an hour. When? Oh, in about an hour. When we're going to leave. We were sitting there for breakfast. I disappeared. I went into my room, and I'm thinking, I don't know what to do.
Come up with something to teach.
So I started talking. I just started writing things down about why am I in front of you, and just why am I a leader? Because it was for the leadership conference.
They loved it. In fact, I think we have a couple pictures of you teaching. Do we have those clips, or just it's a photo of? There he is. See, this was Danny.
There's impromptu.
Teaching, very impromptu, but he did a great job teaching leadership to all of our leaders that came from all over the country. And not only that, they came from
they
Tanzania.
Were all over the place.
They came from like 3 countries were here.
And I found this out, and I'm thinking, I'm really nervous right now because I have nothing to give these people.
But you did.
I ended up going long enough to where I looked at Kevin and he says,
I think we have one more
good.
photo. Do we have one more photo of him teaching, or do we not? No, that's it. But anyway, it was. And how was it teaching with an interpreter? Because
it was really good at times, and then it really kind of stumbled because you get going, and you just want to keep talking, and it's like, oh yeah, I got to stop.
He forgot to stop.
And I'd forget to stop.
You can't remember
and then you have to try to remember. And then there were other times where it was like, okay, I don't know where I'm going with this. And then I'd stop. Okay, this is where we're going. So there was good and bad with it, throughout the time. But actually, I like that moment, that breather of their interpretation.
Yeah, you can also collect your thoughts.
Yes, I was like, okay, this is where we're going to go next. But there were a couple times where it was like, oh no, they stopped me. I don't know what to say.
Well, part of our ministry was just engaging with them in worship, right? And every time we would arrive, they were already in worship, dancing, praising. And the coolest thing that one of my favorite moments was Danny actually engaging with us, and he said it earlier in the show, like white guys can't dance, but somehow he pulled it off. In fact, I got a clip of us.
No, I didn't pull it off. This is like really bad.
No. This is us dancing. There's me and Danny. He jumps up into it. Not that I'm any better, but
I'm thinking this is really bad. I got better.
If there's one thing I learned from Africa is that anything goes when it comes to dancing and worshiping. They're all doing something a little bit different.
It was crazy. My legs
And
were
they're all
sore
full of
every
energy.
night. Every night I'm going, oh my goodness, they do this all the time.
For hours.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
Hours.
they had been there for a couple hours before we got there.
the other thing we did was we ordained a bunch of pastors.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the things that Danny and I did is we went from church to church to church in 3 countries. Now in Tanzania, we just got organized there because we met with an attorney and we signed papers for our corporation in Tanzania. So CLMI is now incorporated officially in Tanzania, and Danny got to be there and witness all of that. It was super cool.
That's a third country.
It's the third country in Africa now that we're incorporated in, and that attorney just happened to own a whole bunch of land. So he loved our vision, he loved our mission, he loved what we were doing, and he literally donated, like, what was it, 9 plots of land?
Wow.
But they weren't,
Exciting.
these aren't
So
like
exciting.
plots that are out in the middle of nowhere.
No,
These are
great
like
locations.
Right.
Yeah.
We went to one and I couldn't believe it. There's like homes all around.
It was like a park.
It looked like a park.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like some place that would have swings. I mean, it was amazing.
So we went from
building
church to
churches on there?
Yes. So that was the thing, is the attorney said, I will donate all of this land to you guys. You just have to promise to build churches and schools on this property, which is what we do. That's all we do.
That's exciting.
So, so it was really neat to see that. The other thing that was fun was just traveling from church to church to church, and then seeing the landscape change as we were driving, right?
Yeah.
From Tanzania to Kenya to Uganda.
Yeah.
What was your favorite location as far as landscape goes?
You know, it was probably Uganda.
It was
Uganda
beautiful.
was absolutely beautiful. I mean, everywhere we went, I got these amazing pictures of the sunrise, sunset, and just beautiful things. But there was something about the landscape of Uganda and how green and lush, and anything will grow there. I mean, they would have there'd be rice fields or paddies, whatever you call them, and then on the left there'd be pineapple. I mean, it was just, and then there's avocados. I mean, just everywhere we went, there was just something else growing, and it was like you could grow anything there.
When I think Africa, I think about just the bush in Tanzania. Because that's where we were.
She didn't get to go to Kenya.
Really small trees and a lot of dust.
A lot
of dust and rolling dead things. So
you'll get to go with me next time.
It's really dry.
You'll get to go with me next time.
It was pretty amazing.
I want to make sure that I share this story because it was one of my favorite ministry moments. Danny was talking about how he kind of was sprung in there and was like, okay, you got to greet the people, and he would go say hi, right?
Yeah.
So the very first time we introduced him, he was like, hi, and it was just like a quick, I'm Danny, I'm just glad to be here, and we're just so excited about what God's going to do. And then he would sit down, right? It'd last like 60 seconds. Then the next time he got up at the next church, it was like, hi, I'm Danny, and God's wanting to do something in your life. It took like 2 to 3 minutes. By the time we were through the third country, he was like teaching and preaching and prophesying forever. And Bishop Esbon, one time Bishop Esbon got up and when he was introducing Danny, he goes, Danny doesn't like to speak a lot, so I would provoke him by just asking him a question because I just want to hear the man of God talk. Well, then after he got up, he didn't even talk. He starts prophesying over this person and that person. He took like 30 minutes. He was supposed to teach, and instead he starts praying and prophesying. So I leaned over to Bishop Esmond. I go, listen, you provoked him, so you need to stop him. Because how did that feel? Because you just got more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, it was really difficult at first because, number one, Kevin says, we're going to go to the churches, we're going to shake hands and meet the pastor. Okay, good. Then all of a sudden now we're going to speak. You have a few minutes to speak. Okay. And but to get to know the heart of the people, that's when I got more comfortable to understand wow, they have such huge hearts, and they really love people, and just knowing that.
And God just started downloading into you, and you just started praying for people. And there was a lot of ministry opportunities where I was a blessing to somebody, then Danny was a blessing to somebody.
It was
God
amazing.
just began to tag team us, and it was awesome. In fact, I want to show this picture of Danny prophesying, because it was a really cool image right here where Danny got to lay hands and pray for people, and they just flooded the altar area because they wanted Danny to lay hands on him, and it was amazing. I really had a hard time right here because I'm like, maybe I'm not supposed to preach. I just let Danny go. Like, he can just go in this one. And he even walked out into the crowd, and God started telling you who to pray for. That was very cool. So there was a lot of ministry moments and opportunities there. And this is in the churches, and I don't even remember how many churches we visited. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot in 3 countries. Yeah. But the cool thing was we also got to minister outside of the churches. Like when we go to a gas station, and the armed guard is there with his rifle, but he looks like he's 15 years old.
Yeah.
So we would just spend time with these people, you know, in their work environment, and that was some of my favorite ministry moments.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was.
If you could say one of your most favorite ministry times, what was that ministry moment?
I think it was the. I love the leadership conference because
that was awesome.
Because it just flowed, and I had no idea what I was going to say, which was that was totally amazing. But probably my favorite was the last one where you were talking about that I was prophesying, and you looked at me afterwards and you said, I thought you were going to talk to everyone in the church, and I said I could have, but you made me stop.
But I made him stop. We had to continue on.
But that was a blast. That was just so much fun. There was really no. I never knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I never had anything prepared.
Yeah.
And it was all just for the moment. If you'd have told me this is what we're going to do ahead of time, I'd have been nervous the whole 3-4 weeks leading up to when we went. I think I might have had 4 weeks notice that we were going.
Right.
But I would have been nervous the whole time and trying to prepare, and it was so much better. You lean over. You got 10 minutes here at the at the graduation. Go up there, okay? And just every time that we went somewhere, it just seemed like it flowed.
It just flowed out of you.
And it
I
was
have
fun.
to say, seeing Danny go into Africa, and then after we left, I can honestly say it seemed like they wrecked him. Like
They did.
everybody wants him back.
It was amazing.
And I'm assuming you're going to go back with us.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to
the
be
best kind of wrecking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we love those people there. And Danny, we just want to thank you for partnering with us in Africa. When Christy and I were called to do what we do in Africa, we had no idea how we were going to do it. We never had this urging before, but we decided to obey God, and then He just puts the right people around you to partner with you, and we just appreciate your partnership, your friendship, and helping us get things done over there. It's awesome.
Just you providing the opportunity it's amazing.
Well, we'll have more stories to tell because we're going back. But we're out of time today. We want to thank our guest and sponsor, Danny Sommers of Advantage Heating and Cooling, keeping Salem in the Mid-Valley comfortable since 1992.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.
Why'd you do that?
Because she was at 0, right?
No.
You already did 1 minute.
No, and that's not even your cue. That says Kevin.
I know.
Advantage Heating and Air, Heating and Cooling.
Whatever.
Heating and,
That's right.
All right.
That hasn't moved for a long time.
But it says Kevin.
I know, you take my lines all the time.
Come on.
That's the mama.
What would you do without the mamas?